Hi everyone, it's Roger and APF from DisKingdom.com, and in this episode we're going to be discussing all of the Disney interactive gaming side of things that were announced at the D23 Expo. Abe was at the event and there was lots of presents there for different video games, including Star Wars Battlefront, Kingdom Hearts, mobile games, Disney Infinity, Playmation, Star Wars Battlepods, and I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. So Abe, what were your impressions of the house of Disney interactive video gaming side of D23?
That was my impression. Mind blown. Explosion. It was amazing. I mean, let's just jump right into it. First thing they showed us was Kingdom Hearts. Oh my god, I've been waiting forever for this game. They basically told us a little bit of everything that they've showed us, and they gave us an awesome reveal that Big Hero 6 is going to be in the game. And not only did they tell us that it's going to be in the game, but they told us the story behind it, and my jaw dropped, because that's genius. They're going to tell us the story about that Baymax that got left behind in the other dimension. What happened to him? What? So obviously the darkness took him over, and now we're going against him. So it's Kingdom Hearts. I'm so excited for it. It was pretty epic. I don't know. Baymax came out, and it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah,
cool
I was watching it on Disney. Was it DITV's Periscope, because unfortunately wasn't able to see it live. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. The Kingdom Hearts, I like the way they it's just like a thing of, here's a little snip, kind of keep you all entertained. It's been so long. I'm wondering if at D23 Japan we might learn a lot more about the game. But yeah, no, I think it's a great idea, the way of kind of bringing Big Hero 6 into it. They're kind of going straight up to now. I think they're going straight in. They're going to be Frozen, Big Hero 6, Tangled, bringing Kingdom Hearts to the generation of now, because obviously when the last time they did it, they were kind of focusing on like the 90s movies, but now they've just jumping straight into the new generation of movies and what kids like now. So no, Kingdom Hearts looking pretty interesting.
Looks amazing. I'm excited for it. They dove into mobile games, started talking to us about everything they have, and then they revealed a brand new one, which is, I think it was called Magic Kingdoms.
Yeah.
And it's basically you get to build your own theme park, your own Magic Kingdom, the way you want to build it, however you want to design it. It's a nice mobile game. It honestly looks very cool. I kind of thought it was kind of cheesy, kind of reminded me at first this is going to be like Roller Coaster Tycoon and all that stuff, or like even that BMK game that they used to do online a while ago. But no, it's awesome. It's night and day. I mean, the way they animated the way they drew and animated some of the rides looks so cool. It's very unique. And it looks to be loads of fun. I mean, I can't wait to try it out myself.
Yeah, no, Magic Kingdoms was the one that kind of came. I know they were going to announce something new. That was kind of a cool idea. It's interesting to see that it's that kind of continuation of these like Disney brands outside of, and I think, Disney Interactive gaming has really kind of stepped up. And I know they were talking about the fact that the stadium the arena was filled. I mean, that wasn't necessarily due to the fact that people getting a freebie, but it was more about the fact that video games now, each time these event goes on, video games are a much bigger part of Disney each time it goes along, because, and this is the way I look at it really, was okay. So I might go to the Disney parks. I might get once a year if I'm really lucky. I go see Disney movies, but Disney games is something that people play continuously. This is something that, obviously we're into Disney Infinity and other games, but these are things that people are playing continuously, constantly for months on end. You actually got that more thing of having him on your mobile, etc., playing free fall, Zum Zums, etc. This is continuously keeping you within the Disney experience, and it's probably kind of got its most level power of keeping people into the brand. And I think they've kind of finally twigged on to this fact that it is big money, and also big way of keeping people in, and I think it's just getting bigger.
Absolutely, it's getting really big, and the fact that they go from our consoles to our computers to our mobile devices, it just shows you how amazing they are. So,
but I also think because they now spread out to other companies, like Square Enix are doing Kingdom Hearts, EA are doing Battlefront. They have acknowledged the fact that there may be obviously even Disney Infinity have brought in 5 or 6 different teams to work on different things. They're going out and finding the best people they can for the projects and controlling it all them rather than trying to do everything in house, which is generally going to improve the quality, I think.
Absolutely. Let's step into one you just brought up, which was Battlefront.
Yes.
Battlefront looks awesome as always. I don't think we got too much more info other than, just reminding us about Battle of Jakku.
I think it was just basically what they said at Gamescom a couple of weeks ago. And I think they just sort of did it onto an American audience. I don't think they were quite ready. They needed to tidy something up a little bit. I think they weren't quite too happy with the reaction they got at Gamescom, so they wanted to tidy up or something. So that was why we didn't really learn too much more, because there wasn't really a lot coming out of the about Battlefront.
Yeah, but either way, Battlefront looks amazing. Already pre-ordered, can't wait for it. So what?
Yeah, I was gonna say because they announced the new PlayStation 4 Darth Vader sort of version that's gonna have. You can buy it separately with the controller, or you can buy it with the Battlefront bundle, and there's also a Disney Infinity bundle. So they're really kind of tying into it all. Yeah, and also
that was.
I was going to say they also added there's 4 new old classic games coming out on PlayStation 4 as well as part of a digital bundle.
Yeah. So that comes with the bundles as well. Star Wars Battlepods.
Yeah.
Those are interesting. I got to experience them during a media event. It's obviously this huge glorified arcade pod where you can go to an arcade place or like a pizza joint that has arcade games and play it, or if you really want to pony up the cash, you can have one in your house, personalize it with either your Rebel or your Empire side.
Right.
But anyways, I got to try them, and they're interesting. It's pretty cool. You're encased in this dome, and you have your own controllers. Like if you're like piloting your own, either your X-wing or your speeder bike or whatever you want to control, and it's a fun experience. It's definitely something you could have fun with, at a place. Like I said, at a restaurant. I don't know about owning one, but at a restaurant.
Yeah, I must admit, when they were talking about it and stuff, I was just thinking that going, you're trying to sell a $12,000 video game to a bunch of people. It's like this is just it didn't. It's like I don't know. To me, I still feel like sort of arcade games kind of feels like something kind of from a decade or two ago, and I'm not entirely sure if it was the right. I mean, I can understand showing off a presentation, but bringing out the pod and trying to sell it, it's like, oh, you can get it personalized, and then it's like that's a serious amount of money to be popping down. 12,000 for a video game. It was like, yeah, okay, you might pick up a few, but I don't know. It's one kind of thing to me that was it felt a bit out of place. It feels a bit like something out of old time that shouldn't really been there.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. They had Playmation.
Yes.
Now, Playmation is cool. I'm glad that they showed this video to a wide audience of the kids testing it out. It looks interesting. I do see how kids are basically going to get active by playing it. The only question is how long. I don't know how quickly they'll get bored of it. I mean, as long as they keep adding more missions to keep it fresh, but just for those people who have no idea what it is, it's basically this little device you put on. They did reveal the first of all, it's the Iron Man like arm, where you basically shoot and do all these different little things and missions. They also revealed the Hulk Smashers, which is the fists, and it's cool. You move around, you do little missions, so it's almost like little like virtual tag or like laser tag type of thing. And then you have these missions where you connect a mobile device, and then you can knock down like villains in form of figures that are on this platform. It's interesting. It's a cool little idea. I do think it's a pretty penny to start with. I think it was like $160 for the starter pack.
And there's 2 starter packs now as well, isn't there? Because that Gamma.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. It's a thing of that. they're trying to sell it, and they're kind of doing these presentations in stores because essentially it just feels like we can't show you what it's like. You're going to have to try it to see if you like, if your kids like it. And I can't help but wonder if this going to be either this to me is either going to be massive or a flop. I just don't. There's this.
Agreed.
It's just I don't know where it's. I'm looking at it going, is this? They're doing this sort of toys kind of cast thing, but it's like the toys don't really look good enough to keep adults interested. They don't look good enough. They're not really going after the adult market at all on this. It's just kids, and which is, that's fine, but it's very expensive. It's a very expensive toy for kids. And it's going to be, I don't know. I think this idea, it's a game that you can, trying to convince parents that, they're going to be running around and doing this. By the time you add it all up, it's going to cost what a PlayStation 4 is going to cost. And I think most kids are going to want the console because they get a lot more use out of it. I don't know. I kind of hope that Playmation works because I think there's a lot riding on it. But I don't know. For the amount of money that starter pack costs, it doesn't. I think as a parent, you might be going, "Look, it doesn't look amazing."
I know they're doing Star Wars versions of it as well, and I know Frozen, but that's where that's where I don't know if that's going to work. Like Frozen, I can't imagine the girls jumping around and doing things with Frozen like they did with the Marvel. But anyways,
no, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And obviously the main event, which was Disney Infinity at the very end. Lots of reveals, lots of cool stuff. And obviously an epic gift that made a lot of people pissed off, I guess, which makes no sense to me. But anyways, just to try to go through it briefly, they explained everything that's going on, what they have up to this point. They announced finally what the Marvel playset will be called, which is Marvel Battlegrounds, which reminds me of Injustice, which is the DC game. It kind of looks like also one of the Marvel mobile games where you fight together. They did mention it is a 4-player co-op too, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that's a Marvel, what's it, Contest of the Champions on mobile devices, or sort of Street Fighter versus kind of Capcom kind of thing. We could be completely wrong on that. It might not necessarily, because I think the trouble is unless they've really kind of done up the fighting mechanisms on the Marvel characters, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with that one. Unless it's like lots of epic boss battles.
I think it's going to be like a cross between the Inside Out playset and like Smash Brothers. Like you're going to have some 3D aspects to it, but then you're going to have side scrolling where it's just fighting. So it's going to be interesting. They also revealed quite a few new characters. First 3 were obviously we got to see Spot from The Good Dinosaur. We got to see Judy Hopps and I forget his name. Something
Nick
Fox.
Yeah,
Nick Fox, whatever.
Yeah.
And those are both from Zootopia.
Yeah, I was just going to add, if you are really into sort of Disney Infinity, you want to check out our other podcast we do, Infinity and Beyond, because we actually spent about an hour and a half talking about all the stuff from Disney Infinity alone, just from the things. So if you're really into Disney Infinity, you want to check out our other podcasts, just for throwing a quick plug there at that point.
Zing, plug. Zing. Okay. Then also, before D23, they had the Toy Box Summit, where all these toy box builders came together and they built toy boxes as a competition. Anyways, one of the cool things that they did for them this year was they were added to an advisory board where they get to make decisions. And one of the first decisions they had to make was to do the very first artist's choice figure to be made. So anyways, these artists got together, had a bunch of characters on a board. They came together and decided that Peter Pan will be their choice, which means Peter Pan will also be a figure that we will be getting, according to JB, John Vignacchi, the vice president of production at Disney Interactive. He said that we should be getting it in 3.0, which is awesome. And finally, we had John Boyega and also Daisy. Something last name. They both came out and they showed their characters, their figures from Disney Infinity, which obviously is Finn and Rey, and they looked very, very cool, very awesome. Those were the figure reveals. We also had the ultimate unlock revealed, which is the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, which is awesome. So obviously, once you get the figures from 3.0, I think the launch figures, if you get them all, you place them down, you get to unlock the Keyblade, which all your characters can use in the toy box. And finally, they gave away Mickey Mouse as a giveaway to everybody. But they also gave an exclusive disc, a power disc, that's only exclusive to D23 attendees, which was King Mickey. So it's basically Mickey's costume in Kingdom Hearts as the king. I don't have the disc handy, so I'm not going to show you what it looks like here. But yeah, it was an awesome reveal. Obviously, a lot of people at home who can't get it were a little outraged, but it's an exclusive. Events have exclusives. People need to expect that things like that are going to happen. But anyways, the whole presentation was phenomenal. The interactive panel, I think, was amazing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was trending on Twitter, the interactive panel with Kingdom Hearts and Battlefront and everything. So it was quite a presentation, to be honest. But do you have to add anything to it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think just in general, I think that, showing off these different games and stuff. And I mean, to be honest, I mean, a lot of those games, we're literally only talking, probably most of them are going to be out in the next 6 months, like bar Kingdom Hearts. We don't know when that one's going to hit. But the thing is, I think with video game technology is that they were very much about pushing the stuff that is coming out sort of now. It was, like compared to like the movies and the parks presentations and the Disney and the animation ones where they're talking about things years down the line, we didn't really learn too much about what's coming in. It's not like, okay, this is the next 2 years slate of video games. It was very much like, this is what's coming out before Christmas. It was very much a very hard hitting kind of. That was the one thing I did sort of think afterwards. I thought they didn't really I think video games are still, because they're so kind of everything's moving very differently and it's very much more faster paced. It wasn't like, okay, here's our slate for the next 3-4 years. This was like literally, this is what's coming out now. Get your pre-orders in, and that was it, kind of thing. You kind of feel the same?
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But I think the video game industry is a little different too, because they don't like to reveal much, so they like surprising people. So that makes sense.
No, but yeah, that's pretty much kind of a quick run through of all of the events for the Disney interactive side of sort of things. But yeah, we will be having a lot more on that. And if you're into video games and stuff, remember to check out our Infinity and Beyond group, where we talk about all kind of Disney games and stuff. And I'm sure, like with sort of Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars Battlefront and stuff, we're going to be kind of getting into that a lot more as we get, especially Battlefront this year, and Kingdom Hearts are going to be something that's going to continue to grow. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we shall see you guys in another video. And just another quick shout out to our Patreons, sortaapps.com and Magic Band Collectors. See you later.
Museum.
Yeah.
Adios.
Adios.